This picture is hilarious. I actually got it from your boy Zach's community post yesterday when Leah Thomas won the 500-yard freestyle in women's sports, women's collegiate sports. It looks like a still from a Wes Anderson film or something. It's hilarious. You know, you look at the body language, kind of what they're wearing, and even the colors, and this kind of feels like, and sort of in not sort of the absurdity of the situation, it does feel like this whimsical Wes Anderson film. You got Leah Thomas here, clearly having been born in a male body, just standing there being a big dude. It doesn't look like a woman. It looks like a big guy standing there, which is what Leah Thomas was before she began her transition process. I don't know, at what, like how far it's gotten, but it didn't shrink her. It didn't shrink her bone density. It didn't turn her into a biological woman. And I don't see how anyone could look at this, people who support trans rights. Like, I support trans rights, but this is in progress. I don't look at this and go, yes, finally, transgender women can be accepted as women by beating the holy shit out of natural biological women in sports. It just sort of proves the point that these are just women. Men, people who think that they're women in men's bodies is what I'm trying to say. So you got, like I said, Leah Thomas standing there just looking like a big dude. I said, just a huge dude. Next to her is the second place champion second place finisher who should actually be the winner, posing, I am a girl. She's got a girly pose, a complete girly pose. And then to, I guess, her left, but in the picture to the right of her, you have the girl in the cowboy hat looking like, this is not the move. And funny enough, I'm not even going to slander this woman. I don't know her at all. Besides the fact that she's clearly unhappy with this, it also looks like she's probably lesbian, which doesn't really mean anything except that it's just sort of like, it's this lesbian woman saying, man, these dudes take everything from us. They take women from us, and then they turn into women, and then they take our damn place in sports competitions from us. There is no way that anybody can see this as progress. I support trans rights, but again, I don't look at this and say, yeah, this is exactly what should be happening. Because everybody is afraid to deal with people with mental problems and body dysmorphia in a, I'm going to say realistic way or just a common sense way, you're going to have this, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Now, I just checked, and apparently Leah Thomas came in 5th of some other race. And the only reason why she came in 5th is because she got a lot of backlash from winning, and clearly winning, the 500-yard freestyle. So I don't believe that she actually just competed and then lost the race. I believe that she just toned it down and dialed it down because she wants to pretend that there's no difference between her and the other actual women in the sport. There's SJWs and activists are unreasonable, and there's no point in listening to them and taking them seriously about anything. There's no reason why any sane person would think they should, just because they feel like they were born in the wrong body. And I'm sure she really believes she was born in the wrong body. Some people think since she couldn't beat the men in the sport, she wanted to win so bad that she decided to become trans so that she could beat, lesser competition. I think that, I know that SJWs and activists will step on anyone just to prop up any of their arguments. So they're fine. They hate men, right? SJWs, man-hating feminists, hate men. But they will absolutely take a man with body dysmorphia who says, I really should be a woman. They'll take her cause up over the cause of regular women. So regular women get shit on all the time. SJWs and feminists will tell you all the time that women get shit on, that they're not treated fairly, they're not treated equally, and that they have to shut up and take it. They say that all the time, and they say it's men's fault. Then you have these women, or then you have these people supporting men who say, Actually, I'm born in the wrong body. I should be a woman. And it's fine if it's just down to, they shouldn't be harmed. They shouldn't be killed, just for feeling like, just for having body dysmorphia. Just for feeling like they were born in the wrong body, not being comfortable with themselves as men. So they, transition if they can, with the estrogen and getting things cut off and reshaped and all, whatever that it takes. I know some trans women even do things where they, can lighten their voice, their vocal cords or whatever. Whatever they do to feel comfortable in their body, that's fine. But then to turn around and say, because she thinks she's a woman, she is a woman, and there's no difference between her body and the body of these regular, natural-born fucking women is absurd, is unreasonable, and it shows that, these people don't give a shit about women. They only care about their arguments. They only care about their pet projects. I don't know. I think it's a difference between the activists and the actual trans people in the world. And it's funny. It seems like a lot of the problems and the noise and the bullshit is coming from the activists who are pushing trans women. It's not like, it seems like trans men are not causing a lot of problems. They're getting abused and getting hurt, or had been in history. There's been a famous case of one, got abused for being a trans man. But I don't hear much about what's going on with trans men. Like Eric July said when he was talking about this competition, trans men are not going to compete with other men and have an unfair advantage. If anything, they're going to get their shit rocked. Can you imagine there's like a trans man quarterback in the NFL? They forget it. It's not going to happen. It's in a weird, ironic way, trans women do make the point of feminists, man-hating feminists, that men cause all the trouble and that they're a problem. Because even when they don't feel like they're men, they are still inserting themselves into women's shit, basically. In a weird way, it is like they've just taken over and invaded their spaces. But it's approved. It's approved by cowards who can't speak out against it and say, look, good for Leah Thomas that I don't know why it's good for Leah Thomas to feel like they're transgender. I mean, body dysmorphia sounds awful. Can you imagine you're born in a body that you don't believe you should be in, an entirely different sex? That sounds awful. I don't think it's a celebration to be like, all right, I always jump around, but jump around. But anyway, let me shut up. But so, I played Life is Strange True Colors, right? And then there was a DLC called Wavelengths, where you play as Steph. Steph, there's this little part of the game where Steph basically can check her cell phone out and look at her Tinder app, basically. And she meets this girl on there. And the game is relatively boring. It's kind of fun the way they designed it, but so you have conversations with different people on this damn Tinder app. She meets this one girl who, the way the chapters are set up, you don't actually see them go out because Steph is always in this damn radio station or record store she works at. But, reading the text messages between the two of them, they've gone on dates, and at a certain point they stop talking, but Steph's acting like a bitch about something, being hateful towards her because of something else. At a certain point, she's talking to this girl, Steph, text messaging her, and she tells you out of the blue, you know what? I think I'm a guy. I think I'm a man. And Steph's reaction is, oh my God, that's amazing. That's so wonderful. I'm so happy for you. And I'm like, is that a natural reaction to someone saying, actually, I'm born in a girl's body, but I think I'm a man? And the reaction is, oh, yes. Oh, my God. That's perfect for you. I'm so happy that you're just a man now. As opposed to, like I was saying, because I'm saying this because I actually did a Let's Play of it. I've unlisted everything now because I'm going to put it on another channel at some point. But I was saying then, when I read that this girl was like, I'm a man. And Steph's reaction is so celebratory and grandstanding and oh, I can't believe it. This is such the greatest news ever. You're a man. I'm like, wouldn't the natural reaction to that be, okay, if you say so, or, huh, how did you start thinking? Like, why would the celebration, like, makes no sense. It's only because SJWs are insane and they look at life as a project that they need to work on to turn it into a utopia. But the utopia is not for everyone. The utopia is just for them. So you go from someone with body dysmorphia who was born in the wrong fucking body, and you turn it into, this is the greatest thing ever. It's amazing. And now because you think you're, well, in this case, it was a man, but in Leah Thomas's case, Leah Thomas says, I should be a woman. Okay, fine. I mean, if that's how you feel, I mean, we'll do our best to make you feel more comfortable in your body. We'll do these renovations. I mean, if you can afford it or however that works, we'll do what we can for you. But that doesn't mean you could just immediately switch from, or not immediately, you shouldn't be able to switch from men's collegiate sports to women simply because I don't feel comfortable in my male body. So I'm going to get transitioned and just be a woman, and I'm just going to compete against real natural women and then beat them. So, did I say that already? Yeah, I already said that she allegedly came in fifth. Well, she did. She came in fifth in this other competition today, I think. But it's bullshit. I mean, I think she just toned it down because she could knock right them out of the water, and she doesn't want it to seem like it just comes easy to her. She wants to pretend that, oh, this is really a struggle and it's no difference, and that, you know, we could all no. Like, she should not be competing against natural women. It's not enough of them. Like, well, we all know it's not enough of them to have their own like sport. But you look at something like the Paralympics. What Leah Thomas has is a condition. I don't know if it's chemical or mental or spiritual. Like I said, like I don't joke when I say that. When I say that, oh, maybe they were reincarnated and they made a decision to come to this life as trans for some reason, to go through some type of struggle. But it's not like you're making a choice based on your body dysmorphia. That, you know, good for you to make the choice. No, it's not good for you. It's hard to put this in words. It's like, actually, you know, and I probably should look this up, but I'm not going to. There's someone, it's hard to find community posts when you don't see them on YouTube, but there's a trans person. I don't know if it's a trans woman or a trans man. In the comments of that community post from your boy Zach, who said, I don't think this really helps our cause. You know, being trans isn't about like this activism. Like, it doesn't help us to see this person competing against women. And basically, I'm really just sort of summing up kind of what I remember she said, or he said, the trans person. Basically, though, they were saying what I was thinking about. One of the first things I was thinking about when I was hearing this story was, hey, once you're trans and you have to make this decision, it's like, good for you, but there are things you're going to have to give up. If it's more important for you to be trans than it is to you to be a swimmer in, you know, against the men, then you're going to have to give up swimming competitively. You can swim whenever you want to, but you shouldn't be in a competition unless, as a trans woman, you still will compete against trans men, still compete against the men. That would put her in an uncomfortable position anyway, I would imagine. Probably most of them would be like, what the hell? And then, but women have to take it. So when she goes over and competes against the women have to shut up. Now, they don't have to shut up. They just do. Women do just shut up a lot. They blame men for it, you know. But I'm telling you right now, there's not a lot of men who are going to be attacking these women after these women came out and said, you know, there's some of these, you know, so-called allies who are the biggest fakes in the world. But these women should just come out and say, look, I'm not competing against this person. I don't care about her being trans. I care about the disadvantage that I'm at physically. I mean, the estrogen's not going to do anything about her bone density or her size or anything like that. I don't care that she supposedly lost or came in fifth in this other race just so she can make it seem like it's not, you know, that big of an advantage she has. I don't want to compete against her. Now, of course, large institutions are just cowardly, and they let psychopaths and psychopaths, sociopaths, guide them in everything they do, just because they don't want to hear them talking. This is a joke, and it's not like I think it's mostly activists and SJWs. I think regular trans people, and I even said this in my let's play when I was doing the Steph thing, and then this girl said I'm trans, and then there was this fake celebration from Steph, and it's like they're just pushing. And then when you play that game, it wasn't like Steph's lesbian, but when Steph is looking at different items in the record shop, people start talking. Like I went to this, LGBTQ rally, right? And then she'll say, I remember that day. And then she'll hear the voice of people who are speaking. In almost every instance where it was something LGBTQ that she was interacting with, it was a trans person who was speaking, a trans woman. It was always a trans woman speaking. So it'd be like I said, she went to this gay rally, but the person that she remembered speaking was a trans woman. Then, her ex is a trans woman. And all this, it's just, I'm like, they're putting trans women over everybody else. And most people, normal people, which is why they haven't, even though they tried to cancel Dave Chappelle wasn't canceled, is because most people, they don't think about trans women. If they pop up, they pop up. If they're not there, they're not there. It's not this thing where you take this tiny portion of the population and you put them above everybody else. You put a trans woman over women. And that's supposed to be fine. Everybody's supposed to just shut up and accept it. And I just don't see how anybody with a normal functioning brain would look at this goddamn picture and say, yeah, this is progress. This is exactly what we want for the world. We want to see men who don't feel like men transition into women so that they can beat women at their own game. I'm not going to spend more time on this. Thanks for watching. Take care.